Chase Jackson, founder of Energy Easy, providing personal and professional vitality, teaching boys to be superior men. This video is part 3 in our 5-part series, Why Young American Males Are Struggling in This Country. This short video is on the topic of video games and the negative consequences that they are having on young American males. When I was growing up, the only controversy that surrounded video games was whether they were too violent, and they were making males violent. And this idea of video games making kids more violent is like saying eating lots of sugar is bad for your teeth. That is the least of your worries. You don't want to eat a lot of sugar because it slows your brain down and inhibits your self-discipline and raises your cancer risk. And you don't want your kids playing a lot of video games, not because it makes them more prone to violence, but because it lowers their motivation levels and drops their connectedness with the real world. Chase Jackson, providing personal and professional vitality. Why do young males like playing video games so much more than young females? The 18th century German philosopher Nietzsche had a term for this called the will to power, which is a need to control our environment. And males, more than females, prioritize this need to control their environment more than anything. So when little Billy grabs the pistol, blows a prostitute's head off, steals a cop car, and starts doing cookies, it does not mean that little Billy is some sort of sociopath. It means that he is really having a good time controlling his environment. And that is what video games do that attract young males to them so much, is that they are in control of their environment. And they can walk away from it at any time, or they can turn it on at any time, and they are in control of their reality. On a side note of that, or a side note overall on a German philosopher Nietzsche, we have a video series on Lifestyles of the Young and Hungry. We have to do one on German philosopher Nietzsche because that dude was a beast. Will to power. Males like playing video games much more than females because they like to be in control of their environment, and much more in control of their environment. They prioritize it. Why do video games unmotivate young males? It is because video games teach and demonstrate to young males that if you manipulate things a certain way, you can get an easy win. And during young males' formative years, when they are supposed to be developing social and work skills that will be invaluable to them later in life, they are instead messing around with the joystick and learning how to manipulate and get an easy win. So when they are in their 20s and 30s, they do not have the motivation or the skills to go out and strive and reach goals and professions that they could have potentially reached if they weren't searching for an easy way out. Video games, manipulating the mind. Pick an average high school party across America today, and there is a very good chance that you will see the same scene. Young males surrounding a TV playing video games, with young females standing around playing on their phones waiting for them to finish so they can interact. They don't finish. They're not worried about the females. They go into the night. Ask any high school football coach across America today, and he'll say there has been a recent change that he has noticed among kids trying out. There is a large number of kids that try out for football every year that think they are good at football because they play a lot of John Madden. They last about 5 minutes through the first day before they quit because it's too much work, too hard, and too difficult. Another interesting note on this topic of young males and kind of their relationship with reality and women and sports and hard work. The New York Times had a front page article a couple years ago that spoke about how young males are struggling in college. And an interesting part of the story was that there are a lot more women on college campuses than there are males today because guys are unmotivated. Check another video on why is that in education. It's in our series. And what the article talked about was that even though there was much more women on campus, most of the guys on campus were not worried about that. They were worried about sitting in their dorm rooms and playing video games through the night, and most of them that do this do not make it through their first year of college. This kind of shows the disconnect from reality. Males for millions of years, young males for millions of years, women, going after women were their top priority. It's not like that for young American males anymore. It's Halo 4. Sports used to be a huge motivator for boys, getting out there and playing pigskin with dad. It's not like that anymore. It's playing Madden by yourself in the room in the dark. Video games are becoming more and more popular in America today. And yes, there is this debate of whether I should let my boy play video games because they are violent. And studies show that kids that play violent video games are more aggressive and are more prone to violence. But the main consequence for young males playing video games today is their disconnect from reality, the demotivation that it does to them, and the valuable time away which could be spent building productive, professional, and social skills. Chase Jackson, providing personal and professional vitality. Have a blessed day, as I know you are.